playtime. So I am with another book. This book is Thank You, Crow. Here, look, that's the crow, right? And who is this lying on the ground? Let's see. Let's turn the page. First, let's see who wrote this book for us and who did the wonderful illustration for us. Okay, so here, this is the first page of the book. Sebastian liked to go to his spot in the woods for imaginary adventures and playing pretend. So, this is Sebastian, right? He loves to go to his favorite spot and he loves playing pretend. So then what happened, one day Sebastian heard a squawk and rustle in a nearby bush. So bush is like, let's turn the page and see what is called a bush here. This. So not too big tree, but not very small. Bunch of trees here, small trees that make a bush. So he poked it with a stick. Look at him, he's poking the bush here. And out popped a crow. Oopsie. This is the crow. Look at the crow. Popped out. But can you see an arrow on the crow's wing, right? The crow looked scary, but her wing was hurt badly because of this arrow. So Sebastian helped. Crow said, quack, and hopped away. So when crows don't fly, sometimes they hop. They walk and also they hop. So the crow hopped back into the bush again. Let's turn the page again. So here is another page of this book. What do we see here? We see a cat, a ball of yarn, right? And cats love to play with ball like this, a yarn ball, right? Across town, a cat grew tired of his ball of yarn. So after playing a lot with that yarn ball, the cat became very tired. He seemed more interested in other things. Crow asked politely if she could have the ball of yarn. The cat said, sure, be my guest. Crow said, what did the crow say? Crow said, quack, and took the ear. Here, and took the ear. You are welcome, mewed the cat. So the cat said, you are welcome, meow. So here, look, this is the other page of the book. Look here, Sebastian, and the crow is back with that ball of yarn. To Sebastian's surprise, crow came back. So we just saw crow came back. Here, look, the crow with the ball, bearing a gift, which made Sebastian smile. We all love to have surprise and gift, right? So maybe that's why Sebastian smiled. Sebastian had no use for a ball of yarn, but he said, "Thank you anyway." And the crow, look here, flying away, right? So the crow flew away, going for who knows for what. So on this page, we see a baker here, right? And look here, some spoons. And from here, who's speaking? The crow. So what did she see? She spotted spoons in the baker's rubbish bin. So that's the rubbish bin. She asked politely if she could have them. So now she's asking for those spoons. On the other page, what did the baker say? The baker gave a thumbs up sign. Means, "That's okay, you can take it." And crow said, "Quack." The baker said, "You are very welcome, crow." And then what did the crow do? Crow clapped away. And look at her, she's carrying one spoon in her legs and one with her beaks. And crows, they have very strong and sharp beaks. They eat so many things, different things with their strong and sharp beaks. So this is the other page of the book. Looks, Sebastian is upside down. To Sebastian's surprise, Crow came back again. So Crow came back again. Here, look, Crow is back here with another gift Sebastian didn't need. But he said, "Thank you anyway." So let's turn the page again. On this page, what do we see? Somebody is sitting in a park on a bench. Crow flew to the park and spied a witch with a cone for a hat. So here, see the cone hat here? Crow found a hat with a flower, beautiful flower in it. And they made a fair trade. Means they exchanged their stuff, right? Look here. Crow gave the flower hat to the witch and took the cone hat from the witch. Crow wobbled away and said, "Squawk, squawk." And the witch said, "You are welcome." So let's turn the page again. So on this page, look, Sebastian is sitting on the ground. He wasn't expecting any gift from anybody, but what happened? To Sebastian's delight, Crow came back. Sebastian wasn't sure what he could do with a traffic cone. But he said, "Thank you anyway." So the crow brought that traffic cone to Sebastian. Let's turn the page again here. On this page, what do we see? Where is the crow? In between two giant legs, right? Later that day, Crow paid a visit to her old friend, the giant, who had just finished a giant can of soda. All giants know that crows like shiny things, so he offered the can to Crow. So crows love shiny things. If they see any shiny things, they just go and try to collect it. They keep those things in their nest or up high in the tree. So the giant knows that crows love shiny things. So he was offering his can, which was very shiny, to Crow. And then Crow said, "Quack! You are welcome, Crow." The giant said that. So this is how our crow says thank you, right? So everybody is welcoming her. So on this page, look, Sebastian is here and the crow is back, right? And the crow is back with what? With that big can, shiny can. When crow left again, Sebastian wondered what weird thing she would bring back next. Would you like to see the weird thing here? Here. She's back with a fire extinguisher. Sebastian doesn't need that. But maybe the crow has something in her mind. So let's turn the page. Look here. Crow doesn't have anything in her beak. But this time, crow returned with nothing but a gleam in her eyes. Crow swirled and swooshed in the trees over the urn and spoons and all of the gifts she had brought. So let's turn the page again. As I said, maybe crow has something in her mind. She was doing something. So on this page, look, what did she do? She made something. And that something looks like a rocket shape. So when crow was doing something, that turns out rocket shape here. So turns out her gifts were not junk at all. So those are junk, right? So Sebastian thought all the gifts crow brought were junk. But crow did something different, right? Crow made something out of those junks. And that was a wonderful rocket ship. As they blasted off, Sebastian smiled and yelled, "Thank you, crow!" So here, look, Sebastian is inside the rocket ship. Right here, this is the shiny big can. When Sebastian said, "Thank you, crow," crow said, "Quack." Means thank you. So what happened here? Sebastian, this little boy, loves pretend play. This is one of his imaginary play. So that's what happened here. In his pretend play or imaginary play, he was thinking that he saved a crow and that crow brought all the junks to him. A rocket ship making out of all those junk. So in our imagination, we can explore every time new things. We can learn how to solve our problems, right? These two people wrote and illustrated this wonderful book for all of us. So thanks to them and thank you all. Bye.